This is for you if you feel like you've been a good person, you've been doing the positive thinking, the affirmations, but you still feel like bad things keep happening to you. I'm going to show you how to reverse that. And also, I will tell you why that's happening to you. I appreciate you subscribing right down below, because I'm Brand Victoria and I'm here to help you manifest becoming the best version of yourself, mind, body, and soul, easy. Has it run through your mind 1,000 times? Why do bad things happen to good people? Like, you can even think of yourself for an example. I've been doing all the positive affirmations. I've been doing all the positive thinking in the world, but I am still having these bad experiences happen to me. I'm still getting extra bills. I just got fired from my job. And the list can go on and on and on. But what does that really mean? And if you are into manifestation and you've been doing everything, why is it happening to you? I used to question this too. We can take me, for example. I was doing all the positive thinking under the sun, all the manifestation, all the techniques, and the woo-woo-y stuff. And I went to live on my own, but instead I was living with my family. I was living with my sister. And it was just at a point where I was seeing these people, people manifesting things, all living on their own in these nice places and talking about how amazing it is to do manifestation and be independent and live on your own. But yet, me being a good person, because I'm putting videos out there, I'm helping all of these people. And I felt like, why are bad things happening to good people? Like, why was I at the time when I was thinking, like, why am I struggling while all these other people are having these grand lives and being independent? And so it's not that it's not even about bad things happening to good people, because also keep in mind, that is a limiting belief. So that is the first key. Second key is that thinking something bad is happening when it actually isn't. What are you labeling as bad? I was labeling living with my sister as bad. I was labeling where I was at in life as bad when it really wasn't. There are millions of people who would have liked to be in that position. So it's not bad to everybody. That's just your perspective on it. That was my perspective on it at the time. Your perspective on it matters, because ultimately that shapes your belief around where you're at. Anything you're giving meaning to is a belief. And that's just about everything, right? Your school, you when you were younger, what you think about your face having makeup on it, what you see on TV, the celebrities, you have beliefs around everything under the sun. So it's not a matter of, again, bad things happening to good people. Start reframing that. Good things happening to good people. If you labeled something as good, the position that you're in right now is good, then you'll see good things happen. That's how it works. But it goes a little deeper than that. Okay. And it goes deeper than that because you want to get to the root of it. Start asking yourself, why do I believe bad things happen to good people? And I'm just going to give you an example. Because I seen it growing up. Why did you see it growing up? Because I was always exposed to that. Why is that so bad if you're exposed to that all the time? Because life isn't fair. Okay, so why is that so scary if life isn't fair? Because I'm never going to be good enough. I'm never going to be good enough to have a good life. Okay, so that is more of a core limiting belief that you got going on. So we're getting to the root of it. So, but what you want to do from there is just start tracing it back to when you were younger. Like, what happened? What experience made you believe that bad things happen to good people? And then start regulating your nervous system by doing breathing techniques. If you want to know more about that, drop a comment right down at the bottom and I can go more into breathing techniques and regulating your nervous system. From there, though, you will start to feel better because you'll start reframing that good things happen to good people. Things always turn out good for me. And don't skip those steps, y'all, because that's important. Because it's so easy to just be like, oh yeah, I'll just come back to that later. I'm just going to reframe the belief. No, you don't want to do that. You want to do the bulk of it, because that other part, that is the bulk of it. That is the action that you're taking. Reframing stuff is just it's not going to turn out the way you're thinking. Because if you're already in this type of situation and you just try to reframe it, you're gonna default right back to that limiting belief that you had, because that's the strongest that you got going on. You have the most energy around that one. So start asking yourself those questions. You gotta ask yourself questions. Being on this manifestation journey, conscious manifestation journey, I've had to ask myself the tough questions. And yeah, it does get to a point where it's like emotions will go into overload sometimes. But that is when you regulate your nervous system. And I didn't learn that part until later, y'all. And that has been a game changer for me. Regulating that nervous system. Get yourself back to homeostasis so that you can process what's happening and reframe it so that you don't have to keep living that same type of reality of woe is me and bad things happen to good people. And if you're an outsider looking in at somebody else's situation, you don't know what in the world that person is thinking, what that person has been through in their life. You don't know their emotions on a day-to-day basis. So you can just cut that out. You cannot compare yourself to another person. Or you can't be an observer saying, oh, well, bad things happen to good people. See, look at that. Look what happened to Miriam. You don't know Miriam. Shoot, you don't know her. And 99% of the people don't know Miriam. 99% of people don't know you either. They don't know what you do when you go to your room. They don't know the thoughts you're thinking. They don't know the emotions that you're feeling on a moment-to-moment basis. They don't know the actions that you're taking all throughout the day. That's up to you to know. That's up to you to be self-aware about it. Because when you're self-aware about it, you can start working with something so that you can make shifts in your reality. The more that you are unconscious about this, but you're on this video. You came here for a reason, right? You're on this video, so you are more so self-aware and you are more so conscious of this. So we're going to skip that part because you're here for a reason. Keep track, y'all. Stay with me on this because you are hitting some big breakthroughs. Good things happen to good people. Start doing the shadow work, as some people call it. And I also like to call it inner development. Sounds cuter. So start doing that. Ask yourself the tough questions. It's tough. It can be tough and it can bring a crazy type of emotion that comes out of you. But it's meant to come up. You're meant to be triggered for a reason. And think about Miriam. Think about Miriam when you start going to observe other people and coming to different conclusions, because you don't know that person. That person does not know you. Nobody knows you really. You don't know Miriam. And because you're going to see what you want to see anyway. You're going to see things based off of your beliefs. So if you already have that limiting belief that bad things happen to good people, you're going to see it. You're going to perceive Miriam in that way. If me having a belief of good things happen to good people and I perceive Miriam, I can be like, oh, wow, she's coming into a better situation. So my perspective would be different than your perspective on it. And I've contemplated that question for a while, because now that I'm thinking about it, I used to ask myself that when I was in middle school. Because when I was in middle school, it was a time in my life where I was and you can relate to this too, right? Where middle school is just a time in your life where you just like questioning things. Or maybe you didn't question things, but I was the type of person, I questioned so much when I was in middle school. What is the meaning of life? Why do bad things happen to good people like me? Because I was super depressed at the time. It's like, and then at the time, because I was like super, because I felt that way, I was like super into the Bible. I would like carry the Bible around with me and do little Bible study sessions at lunch at school. And even though I had the Bible and I was reading it, it was like, why is this still happening to me? Why do I keep feeling this way? Why do the bad things keep happening to me still? And going forward, me being the age I am now and getting into spirituality and manifestation and mindset, it makes sense to me why that was happening to me at the time. It was happening to me because I had limiting beliefs that came up. They were left unchecked. My emotions were never, ever regulated. So it created this explosion effect. When this explosion effect happens, It can lead to depression, you feeling that way. It can lead to anger. It can lead to all these different type of explosive emotions because you never regulated your nervous system. You never released the emotion because the emotion stays there. The belief that you have stays there too, unless you actually do something about it. Now, there are those rare occasions, those other occasions where you have an instant belief shift. It's more instantaneous because you see something in your reality. But for a lot of people, the belief just stays there. The emotion just stays there. Think about it like this. If you're younger and you're feeling like you just don't belong and you're self-conscious and you're like, oh my gosh, I never fit in. I'm not good enough. I don't talk enough. I don't do this. I don't do that. Okay, you have that emotion of sadness that's right here. And then as years go on, sadness, 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 anger, and then it just explodes and you're depressed. That's how it can be. So don't ignore your emotions. They're there for a reason. I don't care what society tells you. They're there for a reason. It's not random. It's there. And I know you got so much out of this video, and you can go on and just right after this video, just do the process that I told you and watch how your reality shifts instantaneously. You will instantly step into a new reality where things appear differently. Oh, good things happen to good people. Woo, this is a new reality now. But I appreciate you watching this video. I want to know in the comments down below, what was that aha moment, the epiphany that you got from this video? And I will see you in the next one.